Hi everybody, welcome to the first video on factorising in National 5. So factorising is the opposite of breaking brackets. So when we were breaking brackets, we were getting rid of them. In this case, we're going to be bringing them back in and taking out what is the largest in each element. So jumping into an example here, we've got 9m plus 15. Now we have to look at each part of this and determine what is the largest thing that we can take out of it. So I can see that 9 and 15 are both divisible by 3. So that's the highest thing we can bring out. And then we have our brackets. So when we divide 9m by 3, we get 3m. Because 3 times 3m would give us 9m. And when we take 3 out of 15, we get 5. And we still have our plus sign. So that's it. It's essentially just looking to see what the largest thing we can take out is. Moving on to our next example, here we've got 4x plus 9xy. Now I can see that 4 and 9 are not in the same times table, so we can't take anything out of that, but there is an x that is common to both of them. So let's take that out. So if we take an x out of this, we've got our brackets. We divide 4x by x, we'll be left with 4, because 4 times x gives us 4x. If we divide 9xy by x, we'll get 9y, because x times 9y gives us 9xy. And our symbol down just stays the same. Moving on to the next one. This one, we're bringing in both a letter and a number into factorising out. So if we've got 24ab, add 3bc. Well, first of all, I can see that 24 and 3, we can take a 3 out, but I can also see that there's a b common to them, so I'm going to take the b out as well. So if I take out 3 from 24, it's going to leave me with 8. And if I take a b out from ab, it's going to leave me with a. Similarly, if I take a 3 out of 3b, it's going to be leaving me with 1. And if I take a b out of bc, it's just going to leave me with c. And their sign stays the same. Now, we don't need to put the 1 down, but it's just for keeping track of everything. Moving on to our next one. Same principle as before, but this time we've got a square here. So we're going to have to think a wee bit on our toes with this. So 21 and 7, you can say that the highest common factor between those two is 7. Checking the letters out, there's an x in both of them, so I can take an x out. So if I divide 21 by 7, I get 3. So 7 times 3 gives me 21. If I divide xy by x, I'm going to be left with y, because x times y gives me xy. And overall, 7x times 3y will give me 21xy. I've taken a 7 out, so 7 times 1 gives me 7. And x times x gives me x squared. So our final answer is going to be 7x bracket 3y take away 1x. And once again, I'm just leaving that 1 in just to help keep track. Now in this one down here in the bottom, it's a wee bit larger, but the principle is still the same. We've got 3 terms. So 8, 18 and 4. Well, both of them are even numbers, so we look for even numbers that can multiply into them. And 8, 18 and 4, the highest one is 2. And checking our letters, we do have an A in all 3, so I'm going to take an A out as well. So 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. And AB divided by A gives us B. So 2A times 4B does give us 8AB. 2 into 18 gives us 9. AC divided by A will just be C. And finally our last one, 4 divided by 2, just leaves us with 2. A squared D divided by A, we're going to be left with an A and a D. So 2A times 2AD will indeed give us 4A squared D. and we just bring down our values as before. So the key here is to look at each element and see what is the largest thing that multiplies to give that. You should be checking numbers and letters as well as mixing both.